Hello, hi. I think this is embarrassing.
Do you believe they actually played golf on the moon?
Oh, I don't. Conspiracy theory. I don't know. Look, Elon says we've definitely gone there, so I tend to go that route because he's the man that knows quite a bit about all that. Artemis just went around the moon, so I do believe if we spent a lot of our resources like they say we did, I think we did. I don't think the footage is real, but I think we did go to the moon.
Pause here. That is Bryson DeChambeau. If you have no idea who this is, he's a former PGA champion. Currently, he is with Live Golf for the time being because the Saudis were basically like, nope, we're not funding this anymore. So then he sued the PGA Tour and nothing happened. He tried and he failed. And you know what? He fits the MAGA mold to a T. Pardon the pun. Now, there is a deeper conversation here that I think many people, wherever you fall ideologically within this political hellscape that is the United States of America, that needs to be addressed.
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
Please?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
I'm
not trying to get in the middle of anything.
Tell him to get out of here.
This is a hotel.
We'll call
Right,
the police.
We pay.
Come on in here. We'll call the police.
Solicit
You like that?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon?
It doesn't, sir. I don't have nothing to do with this. But
Okay.
you cannot solicit on this property.
We just paid
now,
to rent out the penthouse to shoot up there. So
you can't solicit like this on this property.
keep shooting.
All right. Well, then I'd go through my measures.
Yeah.
You got to keep shooting, man. Okay. Well, you can put it on your shoulder. Don't be shy.
Just come with me, Buzz.
You really like adventure, don't you?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
And it is that right-wingers are just like batshit insane when it comes to the moon landing.
You know, like other conspiracy theories, like did we actually land a man on the moon? Did the president get the elections?
I don't think we landed on the moon.
You don't?
No.
I asked Elon this one. He said we did indeed land on the moon.
Or lack thereof. And you see, on the subject of one Donald John Trump and his favorite podcaster, Joe Rogan, oh, let me tell you something. He's made his feelings clear.
What I am saying is if there's one fucking conspiracy that I think is the most unlikely, the most preposterous in the public eyes, but might be true, it's that we didn't go to the moon. And so NASA projected the images of these guys, the video of these guys on the moon. And that's why the original Apollo mission is so grainy and shitty looking. Like, what better way to hide the weirdness of it all than to make people film off of a projection screen?
And thus, DeChambeau thinks that it was a hoax. He thinks it was a hoax. Now, let me tell you something, my loyal listener and viewer. Fucking on brand, don't you think?
I don't know about the footage. It's quite wild.
Just a disclaimer here real quick. You should not trust Bryson DeChambeau the same way you should not trust Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with serving as the HHS secretary. The same way that you should also not trust Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with a bear. The same way you should not trust Matt Gaetz with Venmo and minors. Allegedly. The same way you should not trust Donald Trump running casinos. They are all completely unqualified. But let's just go over what Bryson DeChambeau said, and then we'll react even further. He was talking about the footage. Okay, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you know who he sounds like? Logan Paul.
Moon landings. We would have had to have faked the moon landing, going to the moon 9 times. That's weird. Why would you do that?
It's weird. Well, you know why you would do it.
to fake it 9 times.
What
that you
about the
assemble.
physical evidence that was brought
Physical
back?
evidence, we have rocks from
That's
the moon.
what I'm- that's what I'm
that
asking.
was shared with the world.
Please watch this video.
I remember that. Old enough to remember it.
Is that how gravity functions on the moon? Like, doesn't he not look ridiculous hopping around on the moon?
He does look ridiculous, but how much you weigh here? You 220?
215.
215?
Yeah.
So on the moon, you would weigh 35 pounds. So you have your musculoskeletal strength. You're now skipping around with 40 pounds of total weight. So your slightest muscle movements, you'll just float.
Don't you think that video looks a little silly though? Like
that doesn't mean it's not true.
But is that really how you would bounce around on the moon?
Yes, on those kind of outfits. I mean, they're not doing jumping jacks. They can't because they don't have that flexibility. But if you don't have much flexibility, that's when you'll go up slowly and down.
So
slowly.
you think we went to the moon?
I know we went to the moon. What do you mean I think? They brought back rocks, okay? Rocks shared with laboratories around the world. That's what you do as scientists.
And that's evidence for you. That's the concrete evidence you need to believe in something.
Plus the Saturn V rocket launched. You can calculate how much fuel is in it and what that could do to the little capsule where the 3 astronauts were. It's enough fuel to go into Earth orbit, go to the moon, go into moon orbit, come back to Earth, and land. Where do you think those rockets were going?
I'm really glad that they hosted Neil deGrasse Tyson on Impulsive, where 40-something-year-olds act like they are in their 20s, but really have the mind of 14-year-olds. Mazel. Big one. But what I find really interesting about all of this is that the right feels way more prone to conspiracy theories than the left. We saw it, for example, with January 6th, where Trump, the loser of the 2020 election, promoted voter fraud. That being the sole reason for Joseph Robinette Biden's win. This obviously remains completely unfounded, utter bullshit. Many experts were even saying, researchers, scholars, etc., it was the safest election that we could have possibly had. And yet Trump plays into it over and over again. It is a conspiracy theory. There is no factual intel to placate these emotions within oneself. But he's an egomaniac, narcissistic, devilish figure. So yes, he's going to say shit like this. Still, though, in the year of our Lord, 2026, judicial nominees are refusing to answer simple questions on the 2020 election and January 6th. This is also a base that you know very well, my viewer, because the political right and a large portion of the political right operate in and believe in Q, the QAnon movement.
Q is about getting to the truth. It's not a conspiracy. It's fact.
It's all QAnon, all of us.
Where did all these people come from?
They call us a cult. We're not a cult.
Donald Trump was picked by military leaders to run for president.
And if you need a quick refresher, the QAnon movement believes this false claim that the country is secretly run by a cabal of elites who are pedos, sex traffickers, and followers of Satan. Now, the thing is, they are kind of close. They're actually like within like a yard of the end zone. they just refuse to score. They refuse it. So, not to be outdone, they also spout great replacement theory, an inherently white supremacist conspiracy theory that claims there's a displacement of white people from a non-white population. They blame powerful Jewish individuals such as financier and philanthropist George Soros, or they use coded anti-Semitic language to identify shadowy elites or globalists.
It's not just Fox News. You have GOP lawmakers echoing this, quote, great replacement theory, including New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Back in September, Albany's Times Union editorial board wrote, quote, Stefanik isn't so brazen as to use the slogans themselves. Rather, she couches the hate in alarmist, anti-immigrant rhetoric that's become standard fare for the party of Donald Trump. And she doesn't quite attack immigrants directly. Instead, she alleges that Democrats are looking to grant citizenship to undocumented immigrants in order to gain a permanent liberal majority, or as she calls it, a permanent election insurrection.
But why do they do this exactly? For that, we turn to an expert on the subject, Julia Aspernas of Linköping University in Sweden. It must be stated, her analysis would reveal that everyone, no matter where they fall on the political spectrum, in her words, tends to accept political claims that align with their own beliefs. She would survey 2,500 people in the United Kingdom and her country of Sweden. 3 major categories of misinformation would be targeted: logical fallacies, conspiracy theories, and pseudo-profound nonsense. Essentially, everybody that was surveyed in this focus group were given a series of statements claiming there were covert plots behind major societal events. Most were politically neutral, but when they were politically loaded, the researchers offered a balance between the right and the left. Thus, in conclusion, the results highlighted how those identifying as right-leaning are way more likely to accept conspiracy theories than left-leaning individuals. And they would even say, like, the correlation is weak, deemed statistically significant nonetheless. The study found people on the right were also more willing to spread conspiracy theories than people on the left. So how exactly does she explain her findings? Well, fortunately enough, she would say it could be exposure, as more conspiracy theories circulate in right-wing environments. Another could be psychological. Previous research shows that people with a conservative disposition tend to look for threats, which may make them more receptive to ideas about malevolent conspiracies. There are also theories suggesting that the phenomenon may partly be explained by the degree to which individuals hold anti-democratic values. Oh, you don't say. You don't say. What exactly have we highlighted in this piece? Anti-democratic values by a man that wants to run for a 3rd term, that undermines the Constitution, that proclaims election fraud when there is none. And even when it has been found, many Republicans are partaking. Josh Hawley was even accused of this, where he is senator of Missouri, one of 2, and yet, according to some, he doesn't even live there. You don't even go here. He doesn't live there. Anti-democratic values, and also being reinforced, these thoughts of conspiracy theories. You know what that sounds like? Mark Zuckerberg, a Trump supporter, owning Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, obviously WhatsApp as well. Jeff Bezos owning the Washington Post, where he fired a bunch of staff and doesn't want them reporting on his business ventures. Elon Musk owns Twitter, X, where he does that stupid jump to make it look like an X. Google, our primary search engine, really around the globe, I won't say around the globe, for many, many, many countries, they donated to Trump's campaign. They were also right there. TikTok has come under Trump ownership with the Ellisons, plus the Ellisons control a ton of media companies, including putting Bari Weiss in charge of CBS with the sole goal, in my eyes, to dismantle it completely. So when you're looking at all of these different social media platforms and the amplification of not just right-wing talking points, but also many bots, as study after study has shown, live on these platforms. And we've even seen bot farms getting raided outside of the United States. And even many of the MAGA influencers, if you do recall, some weeks/months back, many of those fucking people do not live in the United States. They are paid and they generate content and push misinformation where one side will have a stronger position within the electorate. Think about what all of this means and the bubbles that they surround themselves in. Nonetheless, who exactly is helping Donald Trump get his message across that much further, particularly in the world of sports?
This group is led by two-time major champion and one of the greatest players in the world, one of the highest ranked. He's also the longest hitter of a golf ball, I think ever, but you know, they say ever. I would say ever. And the longest in the world today, and it's Bryson DeChambeau. He's a great guy, been my friend for a long time. He's a smart guy and a good guy, great guy, loves our country.
That would be Bryson DeChambeau. So when I think about what he's doing, when I think about what it represents, it just makes total freaking sense.